And so I said, wow, this is a great opportunity. Somebody's got to figure out how to do this better.
We live in the greatest country in the world, and there's so many things that you can do if you set your mind to it and you have a positive attitude about it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's one of the keys to success is obviously knowing, I mean, the difference is like if you chose a location in real estate, for instance, and you were debating between three, ultimately time would tell which one appreciated the most, but it doesn't mean number three wasn't good, just relative to maybe number one,
Hmm.
it might not be as strong. But the business, so when I was in medical school, I was losing a lot of my hair and I'd lost, I was wearing hats and
The stress, or what? Was it genetic or was it stress related?
yeah, genetic.
Okay.
So most hair loss, the majority of hair loss is genetic and hormonal. And the hormone part is not abnormal hormones, it's genetic susceptibility
Okay.
to it. So it doesn't mean that somebody who's losing hair has more testosterone. It means that the hair follicles are programmed to be sensitive to DHT, which is a byproduct of testosterone.
Okay.
But so I was having a lot of issues and I didn't want the hair loss. I was wearing hats, etc. And this is kind of how this all evolves as an entrepreneur. I went out and I was looking at the options for myself and I was like, well, I'm not going to wear a hairpiece because that wasn't me. I was into sports. I couldn't really afford it anyway. They didn't have minoxidil and finasteride, which is Propecia and stuff like that. So I didn't have a lot of options. So I looked at hair transplants and they didn't look very natural back in the day. And so I said, wow, this is a great opportunity. Somebody's got to figure out how to do this better.
Hmm.
And so when I was in medical, in my internship and residency in dermatology, I started going around working with whoever were the top people in the country. And I had to pay for it all myself. I'm going weekends and everything
Wow.
else. But I started connecting with people. I just took the risk, typed up emails, got people on the phone, tried their offices. And then I started taking a little bit from each of them. And so by the time I entered my residency, which was dermatology, by the second year of my residency, I was starting to go into plastic surgeons' offices around the country and taking and telling them I can do this procedure. And they had high-end patients and their patients should be thinking about it. And I started going around the country, opening up offices as a resident. So most people who are in a residency, you just work at a hospital and blah, blah, blah. But on weekends and almost
Wow.
every weekend, I open up offices in New York and Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Las Vegas, which
Wow.
formed the basis for that company that I launched.